back. WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We're positively in downtown Baltimore. It's all brought to you by our friends at the Maryland Lottery, our Betty Boop scratch-offs. When the Black Swan opens, we're going to give away some Betty Boop scratch-offs here, but we're doing a little afternoon turn. Some of our Maryland Crab Cake tours, we get in before they open up. Our friends at Goodwill and our friends at Window Nation. I got a Window Nation-like visor here. I'm going to get Chloe to wear this. I look like a golfer in this. 2-for-1 windows. We got great sponsors around here. And part of the Maryland Crab Cake Tour really is when I've pitched to clients is we're going to come into neighborhoods. We're going to tell local stories like Jameel McLean here at Black Swan, a place you may have heard of or may not have heard of. Hey, Chloe, give me that good-looking cup there. Let me see it. See, they serve this is the Black Swan Teeny. I got to read it off the menu. But everything on the menu sounded great. But when I come to neighborhoods, and I'm in Harbor East, and this is a new location, I try to think about the places I love. And I've lived downtown for 19 and a half years. We just moved to the county about 4 months ago. And every single time, including today, throw me the bag, Chloe. Give me that bag. The little bag to your right there. No, the right. The bag, the beaten up bag, the one your hand's on. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, see, this is a bag from Ovenbird. And this used to be a chocolate croissant. And I ordered the chocolate croissant only today because the Morning Glory was not available because I got there too damn late because I moved the show to 1 o'clock. So Keiller Kyle is here. He is the owner and baker that have I met you? Not till now.
No, it's the first time.
That I love. He doesn't know how much I love him because I love his bakery. My wife and I have walked over to your bakery on many mornings with a cup of coffee, with the birds up and the sun out. And our dear friends and my family members at Amici's, you have some familial relationship with Jody and Scott and Penny and everybody there. And I discovered your bakery. And you're not on my side of town. I live on the other side of the harbor. So we walk all the way across and starve ourselves with a cup of coffee just knowing the cookies were there. My wife loves the almond croissant. And then I discovered the panettone at Christmas. This is when I decided that Keiller Kyle has applied for sainthood in the Aparicio family. So welcome, man. A pleasure to have you on a crab cake tour, brother.
Thank you, Ness. I really appreciate it. And that's quite a compliment to have you walk across town for some of our baked goods. It's awesome.
I got your phone number. It says 315.
Yeah.
305's, let's see, Miami, 317's Indianapolis. I'm just trying to think. 312 is St. Louis.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Where's 315? I have no idea.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it unless you get up there. It's central New York, near the city of Syracuse.
Okay.
It extends all the way up into Watertown, up country.
All the places I'm driving when I come back from the Pearl Jam concert in Ottawa to catch a flight out of Syracuse.
Exactly. Yeah. So exactly. You will. If you're in snow, you're in our area.
Skinny Attleys. I went to a wedding.
Skinny Atlas. Yeah.
Skinny Atlas.
15 minutes from my house. Yeah.
My first producer at WNST was a guy named Andy Mueller. He went to Syracuse, and everything was Syracuse and the Yankees. And I love Andy. He comes on the show all the time. Yep. We always tell the story about how he accosted Muhammad Ali at the 99 Super Bowl. But Andy was from Rome.
Yeah, of course.
Not that Rome.
No.
Your Rome.
The
315 Rome.
The Rome. Yeah. There's only one Rome. It's a.
Yeah, but look Andy up on the phone. I bet he's got a 315 area code like in his original phone. I bet. Now that I'm thinking about it. But give me your story. Where are you from and how in the world 315-263. There it is, right there.
You don't get rid of it. Once you have it, you don't get rid of it.
For life.
For life. No, my story is I'm a farm kid from upstate New York. My family's a dairy farming family.
What town?
The name of the town's Weedsport, New York.
Weedsport, okay.
It's a town of 2,500 people. Small public school, kind of great place to be from.
America.
It's nice. Yeah, we had a wonderful place to grow up. My parents are still there. My brother's still there, running businesses and things. And I traveled the country, got a degree in bird biology. I'm a conservation biologist by training.
Oh, my God. Let me text my wife. My wife, since we moved to the county, she's discovered this Wild Birds Unlimited. Free plug for you folks up there with all the peanuts.
Oh, Wild Birds.
My wife has made friends with every bird in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I got this cardinal outside the door. And my wife's got the app. So she holds the app out. She knows from the sound. So every morning at about 4 a.m., I hear...
Yep.
Out the window.
Yep.
Every day.
Absolutely.
And you're a bird guy.
I'm a bird guy. That's what, So the birds are clocking in at 4. Our bakers are clocking in before that even. But so I've been early mornings for most of my career, whether it be getting up for the birds, doing bird work studies across the country, across the world.
You got a bird on your shirt.
Yep, and so this is actually where the name Ovenbird Bakery came from. Is I'm kind of combining these two different.
I'm getting it.
These two avenues of my life.
See, I thought it was the Ravens, and we're in the Black Swan.
Yeah,
and
I know.
They have this really cool like bird's nest. Let me see if I can show this over here, over the corner. It's right here. This is the bird's nest, and I thought it might have been for the Ravens, and then I'm like, oh, dummy, it's Black Swan.
Black Swan.
Well, you know, it's a bird town, man.
Like,
Orioles, right?
Yeah.
Ravens.
Don't think that we didn't think about that. We're like, oh, this is the third bird in the pantheon, right? So we've got the Ravens, we've got the Orioles, and then soon it'll be Ovenbird. And Ovenbird's a real bird. I mean, it's an East Coast native. It lives in the forest. You can actually see it in Patterson Park.
Is that an Ovenbird?
This is an Ovenbird.
Okay,
a silhouette of an Ovenbird. Yeah. So people are like, oh, it's such a great name. You're like, so creative. You came up with a name. I'm like, no, actually, the bird exists. It doesn't.
Where'd you get your degree?
I was at Purdue University in
right.
Indiana.
Dude, I love Guy Fieri. We're going to talk food. We're going to have crab cake. Keiller Kyle's here. Ovenbird. It's my favorite bakery. Hands down.
I've got a crazy story, Ness. So it can go on and on. But yeah, I mean,
no,
we're
not going anywhere. We're here to stay for a little while. And I've been eating this food for a long time. So the place opened when? Give me the genesis of all this.
We are a child of the pandemic. We opened in June of 2020. So,
my God, full on mask.
Full on ready to go.
Amici's was like
they were
shuttered doing carry out at the front door.
That's
that
all
was
they had. I know, and I was watching.
They weren't even allowed to let me use the bathroom.
To this day.
I think they did, but they weren't allowed.
They weren't allowed to. You can't have anybody in at that point. We actually were doing our build out at the same time that COVID was hitting. Postponed everything. Couldn't get contractors in. It was a big mess. We were trying to obviously open earlier than June, but it just life and the pandemic happened. Like us to everybody, It's
I love
disrupted
food,
plans.
man. And when I discover great stuff, especially in our community, like I can't wait to eat the crap. Everybody tells me about the food here. Simone couldn't make it today. We're going to have her on next week from Charm City Table. But people rave about Black Swan. When new places open and the word gets out and the bird sings, as they say at the Ovenbird.
Yeah.
I discovered it, and people were saying you got to get over there, and I'm like, I'm not in Little Italy at 8 o'clock in the morning or 9. And you open a little later. You don't even open at like 6 a.m.
We do not.
So I've been there before you've opened. I've gotten there too early, and I'm like, I should have Google timed it or whatever. But I'm an early riser anyway, and I caught on. And now when I come into the city, the biggest fear for me is you're going to be out of the morning, as they were today.
I know.
Because you're a baker, it's what you do. But I was like Guy Fieri in it. You were talking about Purdue.
Yeah.
And I generally trust Guy. Guy's been on the show before and like all that. And he sent me to a place in Purdue called that Triple X. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Dude,
famous.
I'm not ragging on any place, but I went in there with some expectation.
Yeah.
Because Luke and I were in Indianapolis 2016-17 for the Combine. We were always going for the Combine, right?
Yep.
And the week we were there, the Terps had a good team. Terps had a very good team. It was a Suleiman team. It was the best team the Terps really had. They had Diamond Stone.
Yeah.
It was the one really good year, and Purdue was good.
Yeah.
And I had always wanted to go to Mackey. We were new to the Big Ten because I still never made it to Cameron, by the way, with Krzyzewski there. But I wanted to go, and I love John Wooden, right? So they have a wooden room.
Yep.
I'm a wooden guy. I can throw out every wooden, pull your socks up, tie your shoes, all that stuff, right?
Yep.
And I went, and it was a religious experience. I mean, I sat with Don Marcus. All the fans were there doing the steamer thing. IU sucks. Like, all that was going on, right? I'm sitting on press row, and I had all these farmers behind me in black and gold. It's kind of like being at a Steelers game. And they were yelling at us, yelling at me. It was all good, spirited farm guy stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't remember if the Terps won or lost. I really don't remember that part of it. But all Luke and I talked about during the game was driving back to Indianapolis. Hey, we're gonna get a legendary burger.
Yeah.
Oh my
Triple
God,
X, man.
dude.
Oh my God.
It was the White Castle of the Midwest. I mean, I'm not bagging. It just
no need to bag.
Very basic, man. It just was not my cuisine.
It's also you're setting expectations at a certain time of day. So this is not a burger you get at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. This is the burger you get at 2 a.m.
This is a 5-beer burger. It really is a 5-beer burger.
It's a 5-beer burger.
Yeah, it really is, and
it's a staple on campus for sure.
But I'm not young.
Yeah,
dumb and I'm just not anymore.
You've been around
you know
enough,
what I mean? But I'm from Dundalk, right?
Yep.
I mean, I never had a taco till I was 15. We, Chinese food was like exotic because it had like rice and
fancy
chop suey and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Your cuisine where you're from was probably eggs, bacon.
We kept it pretty simple.
Did they do scrapple up there?
We're not a scrapple.
God, thank you.
You know what?
That's you're skinny. You look good. That's why you're still alive.
We do. Syracuse is really known for their salted potatoes. Actually, the reason that Syracuse is where it is and why you call it Liverpool next door and Rome, all these different towns.
All the places the Beatles played.
Yeah, all the places Beatles plays. But they have some of the biggest salt mines in the country, actually, underneath the city of Syracuse. And so the salt's everywhere. Salt. Salt that comes into Baltimore harbor, into the port, actually comes sometimes out of Syracuse.
I don't want any New York salt around here. I want Baltimore salt.
I know, exactly. Well, you can have your potatoes out. So that's the nice part. Beautiful salted potatoes up there. Very farm fare. Up in upstate New York, but we get great bagels too because of all the exodus from New York City.
I had Dinosaur Barbecue.
Dinosaur Barbecue is my jam. It's my jam. So sad they left the city.
So my wife and I are planning this trip because you're upstate New York. My wife's from Manchester, New Hampshire, and Pearl Jam is playing in Quebec and in Ottawa, and we're making a weekend out of it. It's the last day of the Crab Cake Tour. It's August 31st. We're having our crab cake at O'Bricky's at the airport.
Nice.
I'm having my beard flying dog at the airport, and we're going to fly out. We're going to do Canada and get our passport stamped and all that stuff. But we're coming back into the States through Watertown and down to Syracuse, and I wanted to go to Albany because there's a fried chicken joint there that's the best fried chicken. Royal Farms, love ya. This is the best chicken I've ever had in my life. One time, in a box, in my lap, driving down 87 out of Albany, toward Albany out of Saratoga.
Yep, absolutely.
So I was thinking about, do I want fried chicken bad enough to drive another 100 miles? Maybe.
Yep.
But Syracuse has Dinosaur Barbecue, and I'm like...
Dinosaur Barbecue, the original Dinosaur Barbecue. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's
a pretty good place. And I've only been to Syracuse a couple of times. But so I want to ask you, you're... upstate New York, your farm family, you talk about your kind of family, and you go to Purdue for agriculture.
Well, for graduate school, I was there I got my ecology degree, my master's degree there.
That's the bird thing.
That's the bird thing.
Okay.
I went undergrad, I was at Williams College, a small liberal arts school in Massachusetts. So, I traveled the world doing bird research after I graduated. Went to Hawaii, was in Arizona, California, Venezuela.
What part of Venezuela? That's my people.
It is? Really?
Yeah, Venezuela.
I was there during Hugo Chavez's years. In
the good years.
The good years, yeah, the good years. It was a little crazy. But we were...
Was this before he went... Well, he was crazy the whole time.
He was kind of crazy. This was right around the time he was telling... I
am your leader. I am friends with Castro.
Telling the UN that he was smelling sulfur just after Bush left the podium, if you remember those years when he was at the UN.
Wasn't he rolling into Cuba to get treatment for cancer?
So we were just before that. So
what year is this? Give me the
2005.
Okay, last time I was in Venezuela was '89, dude. So it's been a little while.
It's been a little while. So anyway, I was working in the mountains outside of Barquisimeto.
Mérida, where are you?
Mérida, south of us, we were in Barquisimeto, about 2 hours up into the mountains.
My people are from Mérida, but
I've been to Mérida.
But my father's from the mountains. Gocho from the mountains. That's why I look Indian and sort of the way I look.
Yeah. Gorgeous place.
My gorgeous people. Maracaibo is my family. Maracaibo, Venezuela.
Nice. Yeah,
so
very coastal.
When you see Venezuelan crab, that's $15 a pound, and Maryland crab that's $60. We talk all about this. Yeah. Lake Maracaibo has the blue crab. It's the one place in the world, and they don't ship Jo down there the way they should. It's an exporter. But you were in the mountains, so you.
I was up in the mountains.
Looking at birds,
doing bird research.
Angel Falls.
Yeah, I didn't do Angel Falls. We were up hiking through the middle of a national park up there called Parque Nacional Yacambú.
All right.
And doing a bunch
poquito de español. You probably need it up there.
A little bit. Yeah, I did. They talk very fast.
See.
I
don't understand them.
They're dropping consonants left and right.
I said to my uncle years ago when I went to Venezuela in '89. My father's English was never great. It never got better. He went back to Venezuela in '81. He was here 15 years when Louis came in the '60s, and his English really deteriorated. By 1989, I went to visit him, and his English wasn't good. And I said to my uncle Nelson, I said, I don't understand his English. My uncle says, I don't understand his Spanish.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, it's like that. We had people from Argentina, Colombia, Venezuela. The Argentinians couldn't understand the Colombians. The Colombians were like, I don't understand this Venezuelan Spanish. It's all you're thinking it's all the same. They're like, no.
Well, how about this? My wife meets me in 2003, and she said, I had a Brazilian boyfriend once in Curacao, and she's like, he's Portuguese. And I'm like, I said, did he teach you anything? She's like, yeah, I know a couple of words. I know how to say thank you and, Janata and whatever, right? And I'm like, well, I speak enough Spanish to probably, I hear they're sort of similar. Didn't get a Portuguese guy.
Not
We
even close.
flew on
Not
3
even
weeks'
close.
notice to Rio to see the Rolling Stones. And then we continued to Sao Paulo to see U2.
Yeah.
And then we saw the Stones again in Buenos Aires in Argentina. I landed in Brazil after flying all night through Atlanta. We land, we get in the cab. I start speaking Spanish to the Portuguese driver.
And he's just shaking his
It
head.
is just before we even got out of the airport, I turned to her and I'm like, nobody here is going to understand my Spanish.
No, you're
My
not in
Spanish is
Kansas
lousy."
anymore. You're not in Kansas
Terrible.
anymore, buddy.
I didn't know we were going to talk about South America. Keiller
You didn't
Kyle's
know,
here
sir.
from Ovenbird, World Traveler, Birdman. We haven't even talked about baking and
Haven't even
gluten-free
talked about
for
baking yet.
Chloe. None
I
of that
know.
stuff. Why don't we do this? We're going to take a break. We're going to come back. We're at Black Swan. It's all brought to you by our friends at Goodwill, our dear friends there. We're going to be telling you about the XL Center. Our friends at Window Nation. I would put the hat on, but I'm going to mess with the hair, but I do appreciate the hat and the 2-for-1 windows. And our friends at the Maryland Lottery, we're going to let ourselves play, give away some scratch-offs. I'm going to get some drinks here at Black Swan out of the Black Swan drink glass that everyone recognizes here. We're going to have a gluten-free crab cake.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't even told everybody that I stopped and I bought a croissant
Yeah.
today. You guys Mike gave me a cup of coffee. I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I need
of
it.
course.
I need coffee, right?
We like to host people.
do I
over
look
there.
like a guy that needs coffee?
No, you do not. It's my first time meeting you, and I can already tell you definitely don't need any coffee.
I'm smelling it. It's like Christmas.
It is like Christmas.
So I'll
This is
just
a
say
Christmas
this: if you you don't need to tell me, we're going to spoil it for the next segment. If you made me the special panettone, that was the
Oh, you'd love me forever, right?
well,
we stayed
I'm
up for
thinking
3
it's
days
like
making
eggnog,
panettone for you. Yeah,
and I feel like it might have, it's a seasonal thing.
pretty seasonal.
And I really think you should bring it back for every season because
For
it's,
every
it's
season,
the most delicious
exactly.
thing I've ever had in my life.
Any special occasion.
And when I brought it home, the best part of bringing it home, and this my wife's not going to like this, but and she's diabetic, so she couldn't because it's pretty sweet.
Mm-hmm.
But I brought it home. I saw it. I was in there getting a morning glory. It's 10 degrees out. It's Christmas week. And I was getting a couple of extra morning glories because my wife's out of town. I'm like, I'll get 3. I'll store them. I'll have some muffin for the next couple of days with my Rofo in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up and I saw it. And whatever it was, $12, I didn't even care. I looked at it and I'm like,
yeah.
oh, my God, that doesn't look like the crappy thing in the box that I get that was made in July and served to me in October.
That's it.
So
yeah.
I just grabbed it. And I said, no
We'll see.
offense.
We'll see. We'll see how it
I
goes.
have so much
It's
respect
like,
for you
it's like
that
Triple
I'm
X,
like,
right?
that
Yeah.
really looks good. I bet it's good. I'm going to find out if it's good.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed it. It was like all spongy, like almost like an angel cake. It weighed like it wasn't
Like
heavy.
almost nothing, yeah.
Yeah, it was like weightless, like an angel food.
Yeah, no calories either. Weightless.
I
no
took it
calories.
home, and the next day it was all plasticed up. It was kind of unwieldy.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't have wanted to see how I rewrapped it with all the Scotch tape. And I took one bite out of it. And I didn't know whether I wanted to tell anybody because I was
Right.
afraid
I
your
know.
place was going to get mobbed.
Yeah.
I didn't know whether to tell my wife because she was gone for like the next 8 days for Christmas.
Don't
And
tell
I
her.
knew like I had it all to myself.
Yeah.
And I just kept writing her every day. I'm like, it's a shame this is going to be gone when you're back. And I bet those SOBs won't make it on December 28th because it ain't Christmas anymore. So when she got home, I kept her a mouthful of it. And it was still
good.
almost fresh.
Yeah, yeah.
And she's like, let's go next Christmas. So I'm hoping
Nice.
that's in here. Keiller, I don't know what's in here. This is sort of like the Pulp Fiction. In the beginning, you never
What's
know
in-
what. Feel
Yeah.
like open it up. Is there going to be a big gold light that comes out of this?
What's in the box?
I don't know what's in the box.
What's in the
dude.
box?
Keiller Kyle's here. He's from Ovenbird. We're going to talk birds and Goodwill and Window Nation, our friends at the Maryland Lottery. Are you a blue Betty Boop scratch-off, or are you pink? And do you feel lucky today? And that's not a Clint Eastwood question.
I am feeling lucky. I'll go for the pink because I'm feeling
Pink
really
it
lucky.
is. All right,
Yeah.
there he goes. We're going to come back. We're at Black Swan. We are going to eat the soon-to-be legendary Black Swan crab cake. We're here. They have a swan nest over here. I got a bird maker and an Ovenbird guy here. We're talking birds, pastries, crab cakes, and I do have a cocktail menu around here, too. All of my favorite things. It's the Maryland Crab Cake Tour. Back for more from the Black Swan. We are downtown in Harbor East. Come on down and let yourself play.